Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Our last guest is a poet, actor, and dancer who's been developing his craft as a spoken word artist in the city. From script writing for the New York Latino Film Festival to a feature in HBO Max's House of Bachata open mic, he released his first book, The Jungle Diaries, a collection of poems capturing his journey of making his dreams a reality amid the dazzling chaos that is New York City. And here to share more, everyone, please welcome Angel Goméz. Hello and welcome.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
I just love the way that even sounded, right?
You made it sound great, so I'll take it.
Well, you know, it's really something to really commit yourself to sustaining in the realm of being a creative, of writing, and sticking to your guns and knowing and trusting that process. Mm-hmm. Now, from what I read here, one day you just got up and said, I'm going to go and do it in New York, right? So talk us through that journey prior to getting to New York.
So I'm from Lawrence, Massachusetts. But wait, let me go back.
Okay.
I was born in Ponce, Puerto Rico. But my family, right away, we moved out to Massachusetts. I went to school there all my life, graduated college, everything. But along the way in college, I decided that I really wanted to be an artist full throttle because I was going to school for communications. And I remember my best friend asking me, was like, yeah, you like to communicate with people, but what's something you want to do for the rest of your life? Is that what you want to wake up to? I'm like, I'm a storyteller at heart. That's what I love to do. That's what I want to stay doing. He goes, then do that. So I still stayed with my major in communications, but I ended up minoring in theater arts. So then I took the next year and a half to be like, okay, where are you going to go? And how are you going to get there? So I started just training, taking my acting classes, my dance classes, and just really focusing in. And I'm like, okay, let's go to the big city. Where else can we do it? You know,
So how many years ago was that?
Oh my God, I just hit 9 years out here.
9 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really bold and courageous move. I mean, but you know, they say you make it here, you make it anywhere.
That part.
Right.
That part. So I feel like New York, and this book is a testament of that. Of it threw me for the winds. It taught me to see if I could get up again, if I can't not, and the pandemic was a major part of that. Cause that's when I really sat down and really wrote this book. Yeah. Because I was like, if we do tomorrow's not promised.
Right.
We don't know.
Right.
So I was like, I've always wanted to write a book, and I said, get to it and really sit down and give yourself homework and do it.
See, I love hearing these stories of how the pandemic fed to somebody's future, right? Because, I mean, obviously, it's not something for us to really want to reflect on. I mean, I call it the great pause, you know.
No, for sure.
In some aspect, we were all, you know, indirectly incarcerated, right?
And unsure of many things.
Because we were all locked in. We were locked up. We were locked up, right? For lack of a better. And so that really is like a reminder of what it is that we hold value towards, right? And so for creatives, it was a very challenging time because if you're a creative that's used to performing in front of an audience, that didn't exist for almost 3 years. And, you know, when I think about it, that reality, it just, you know, I can't even believe that we lived it, but we did. And so to be able to go, you know, okay, so I'm not going to be able to do this in front of people. I have to be with myself. I have to face myself, and still move forward, right? So I just, you know, you say the pandemic is what you're crediting to getting this book done, right? So when did it hit you, and what was that like for you to complete it, right? Did it take the entire pandemic for you to actually put it together? Was it one of those things where you were just collecting notebooks, or you were actually writing them? Like, what was that process for
really
you?
Bringing me back, but it's beautiful because I started doing open mics when I came out here. Well, I did them in college, but I did open mics out here. Really brought me into the world, and I tooted my horn that way. But then I was like, I don't want to just go on stage and just perform just to perform. I really want to tell stories in different ways. And I've always said one of my biggest goals was to write a book, a poetry book. And I've always said I never have time. New Yorkers never have time. And that's just something that we just don't make time sometimes. And I just told myself, right now the world is on pause. And yes, the first couple of weeks I probably was just on Netflix eating snacks and like everybody else because we were so unsure about where the world was going. But I'm like, I have this time right now, the time that I say that I never have. So I gave myself homework, and that's something that I pass on to people when I tell them about this process. Is like, it wasn't easy. I thought it was gonna take me a couple of months. It took me like 2 years because I kept, one, I am very big on myself, and I go back and edit and edit and edit, and I had to learn to let go. That's one thing.
Right.
But the biggest thing that I could say was that I gave myself homework every day.
Nice.
First, I went back to old poems, poems that I always wanted to refurbish or re-edit or make better. Then once I exhausted that, I was like, what's something I'd never written about? So there's some pieces in there that I wrote about Puerto Rico, about what's going on with like Luma and everything
that's still
else.
going on.
That's still
Right,
going on.
right.
And not to forget where you're from and remembering our roots and talk about that. So this just, I went back and I would watch documentaries, I would watch interviews, and then I would, again, that's how I would set myself up and give myself homework. Was I motivated every day? No. But I just told myself, you gotta do this. This is what you wanna do. You have the time now. And again, it took like 2 years to finally let it go.
Right.
And just
And
published
then,
it.
right, and then publish it, right? But it's about like living on assignment, in a sense,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
That,
I think
you
it's-
gotta.
Well, because then it gives you purpose,
That
right?
part.
Because if not, then you're staying in this space of wander, right? And a lot of people got sucked into the wander.
And I was there for some time, and this book goes into that. You know, I talk about mental health a lot, and you get in your head a lot. And sometimes, to me, poetry is my outlet. Is my way to get it out, and in things that I can't talk to friends about. They might not understand. I might not understand this, so I just write the feelings out, and somehow they decode themselves and give me a message to understand it myself.
And the Jungle Diaries, the title itself, which I love, and I love that there's greenery on it, and of course the transit system, the A train for no less, and it's the Jungle Diaries A.
Yeah.
So, is there anything that stands out for you in the book? Now, I know you're going to be performing for us after this, but I just wondered if you open that book, if there's one thing that stands out for you right now in this particular time that you would like to share with us.
For sure. So I know a lot of us are still listening to the new Bad Bunny record, and I feel like it just brought us back connection to our roots.
Right.
And there's a piece that I wrote when I first visited Puerto Rico after not being there since I was 5 years old.
Right.
I visited in 21. And I wrote a piece around that, so I wouldn't mind sharing a little something of that.
And you know what? I think it's time for you to share it. Because
There we go. It's saying share it, share it. I think the ancestors are saying it.
Yeah.
They're saying share it.
Let's do it.
There's a little part from my piece Encanto. La banderita, el símbolo de respeto a la patria, respeto a los antepasados y a la bella isla que nos han regalado. Aunque haga historia que han tratado de borrar, no nos quedamos abajo. Qué bonita, la banderita, a rojo vivo, azul y celestial, con su gran estrellita, somos mundial, las vibras brutal, como los Boris, nadie hay.
That's what you get, and hopefully we'll be able to provide subtitles. If not, we recommend possibly learning how to speak Spanish.
We got it. I got you. I'll translate it.
No, I love it. No, I love it. And my question to you is like, how challenging was that for you to write it in Spanish?
You know what's crazy? Like, they always say, find your superpower. And I've always told myself when I was younger, like, I'm naturally bilingual. When I speak in Spanglish. It's just natural to me. And I just started doing that in college, writing Spanglish. And then I realized, like, in this artistry, we're all trying to do our own thing. We're all trying to be our own individual. And I feel like I need to put that into my art. So I made it myself a goal to continue to what I write in talking in everyday situation, I need to put that into my art. So was it challenging? Not to talk Spanglish, but to put it into text is completely different.
Right.
That's why
it sounds beautiful. It rolled out of your mouth beautifully. Right? Let's just share with our viewers who are non-Spanish speakers.
Okay.
What you shared with us right now in Spanish.
Okay, let me go back.
No, you don't have to do it in English.
Okay.
But yeah, use it as a reference just so that they understand the gist of what you're sharing in your storytelling.
So la banderita means the flag. So just pretty much saying about respect to our land and to our ancestors that have given us this land, and not forget, there's history that they've tried to erase, but we're here to remember you, and especially Bad Bunny right now with his new album.
I know.
This is all,
and mind you, you published this before.
Oh
this
yes,
whole movement,
this
right?
book is about 2 years old now.
No.
It's been a journey, and that's why when I heard this album, and I even heard it this morning, I got all my feelings, because my grandmother, the sounds and everything, and it's reminded me that I need to do more for my island.
Right.
So if this is my part, this is only the start, but
the idea is that it's a collective energy that is transmitting the same message, right, in different forms.
I agree.
That's what it's
about. I agree, and right now it's starting a conversation. We're all having it.
Exactly. So is there anything else that you feel they need to have a conversation to be aware of in what you just shared with us?
I can do the little beginning part of this.
Is it in English? No, I just want to make sure that whomever didn't understand what you just read has an idea, because also for clarification purposes, this is an English and Spanish book.
It is.
Right.
It
so
is. It's both.
It's both. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. But some people don't speak Spanish.
I understand.
And they want to know Spanish, and they may be Latino or Latine, and they don't speak Spanish, but they understand Spanish. And then, if you read it, then you become more versed in it. And again, even someone like myself, like I learned Spanish boot camp style. Me mandaron para Puerto Rico, and I was like, that's it. Vas a aprender. That's it.
Vas a aprender. Tienes que aprender.
Yep.
But to your part, there's another part that I talk about the flag. And I think it's something they always wonder, why do Puerto Ricans always carry that flag everywhere? And that's what I talk about here, the beauty of the flag. And I actually carry around the keychain, but it's the original flag that we all talk about. And it's just in the sense of like remembering what that means and the strength of the island and keeping it afloat. And I talk about that as well here.
Right. So this particular episode, and for whatever reason, it was not intentionally designed to be such, but it seems to be the Puerto Rican episode of Open.
I see that. I felt that.
Or the New Eurekan episode of Open. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at this.
I saw that. Yeah. Like alignment.
Yeah. So that Bad Bunny's rubbing off all over the place.
Listen, he's definitely starting it.
It's seeped its way over here. I mean, we do it regularly, but the entire episode has revolved around this conversation, this practice of honoring our ancestry and trusting the process and really passing it on to the next generation. So we're having this intergenerational conversation in just working with what we have, but making sure that we preserve what may have been or they're trying to eliminate or erase from us.
But like he said, we're seguimos aquí.
Right.
We're here.
Yeah. And I know you're here, and I know you're going to be performing for us. So
I am.
What are you going to be performing for us?
So the piece that I'm going to be performing is called So Fast, and I think it's about time, which is why I call it, because I feel like time always goes by so fast. But I wrote this piece because a lot of people come up to me, well, when I was younger, they still do it now, but like, are you sure you're Puerto Rican? And I got that all my life because of my complexion, because of my nose, whatever it is. They're like, oh, you're an Indian, are you sure? And I'm like, well, if you educate yourself on Taínos, you might know a little something. So it's just, I wrote this piece because I was questioning my own identity. I was trying to figure out, am I this, am I that? I don't look like those Puerto Ricans, am I really? So that was me growing up and questioning all these things, and I put it into perspective, and I hope anybody that feels this way feels that and understand and try to seek their own identity. And
so in somebody picking up this book, when they read it, what do you hope that they leave with?
Well, poetry is therapy for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I spoke earlier about mental health. I feel like growing up, that wasn't even a conversation. People were like, oh, algo está mal con él, something's wrong with him.
Right.
Like we would never speak about it.
Right.
And now mental awareness, people talk about it, people are comfortable, they're not ashamed about it. To me, poetry is my therapy. I didn't grow up going to counselors. I didn't grow up, who knows, maybe I needed it, but poetry and art became that for me. I had a lot of feelings that I didn't know what to do with them. So I hope that me putting my feelings on paper and on record not only helps you dissect and understand your feelings, but also motivates you to do this. This was me every day waking up, giving myself homework to get this done. Nobody told me to do it. I could have just been at home lazy watching Netflix the whole time, but I wasn't comfortable with that. I felt like I had a bigger purpose to tell stories, and I had to do it.
Well, I want to share this with you. The fact that this was accomplished during the pandemic makes it even more valuable.
Thank you.
So
Appreciate you.
thank you for bringing it here, everybody. Angel Goméz, and bueno, no se me vayan. Don't go anywhere because Angel's going to perform for us after the break, and you don't want to miss it. Hey everyone, welcome back to Open. Here now to perform So Fast from his book, Jungle Diaries. Let's give it up for Angel Goméz.
Life be lifing so fast. Just this Sunday that passed, I was pensive of my past and wrestling with who I'm becoming in a flash. Because sometimes it really feels like I'm back in my 5th grade class. In a small dry town somewhere in Mass, where there was no moisture in the roots, no life in the grass. See, life was too slow when I wanted fast. I wanted más. But all these echoes in class of who I was before I even understood who I was. It was an overload, identity crash, everything happening so fast. As my classmates would laugh, you don't look like the Puerto Ricans we see on TV. Tú eres muy negrito, nariz como un indito. No puede ser que este feíto sea dique de Puerto Rico. So I was confused, I was naive, and I believed. Like, am I adopted? Condition on me, that ever lasted. Cause see, light-skinned mom, light-skinned father, light-skinned sis, light-skinned brothers. So they said, yo, you must belong to another. But the fact is, richer than dark chocolate was my grandfather's palate. But these people say they know. So I questioned thee, I questioned me, and I started flipping through the People's Magazine con los 25 más bellos. Porque alguien como yo no lo veo. ¿Seré feo? Y si lo veo son como atracciones en un museo. So yo al Señor le pedí un deseo. Mira, lávame de esta piel oscura, porque parece que ser diferente es una tortura. Pero solo era un niño con llantos de ayuda. El censo como un lento, como una tortuga. Sopone su mamá pues para salir de duda, pero ni ella misma estaba segura. So this noise just played on rotation like payola. In a stagnant ocean con nada de olas. Cause see, they said my skin looked like if I was left in the oven too long, but I was only cooked for 7 months strong. See, they said my features didn't match the song. Cause Dique Boricuas only got vanilla tunes. So to them, my face and out of tune. So I was always the elephant in the room, just wishing them bells ring soon. Cause I didn't know if I could make it through another afternoon. I wanted to orbit out of space, out of that space. It was bad for my mental space. It was then I began a race with a kid who never felt welcome. He felt out of place. Had a couple confrontations with the mirror cause dislikes with his face. Cause see, no one-time perspective ways. How you don't always have to eat what's on your plate. How others won't always relate. How everything is up for debate. So he just wrote rhymes to escape. But instead it helped them find new ways. These findings of a better he, the chemistry and expression in he, rooted in this poetry. Poetry that gave him all the branches to be. It helped them see and decode the identity. With these memories and lessons on every leaf. Some here to stay, some season leaves. Some as the oxygen that helps him breathe when he forgets what it is to be. Him, me, because everything happens so fast. See, life be lifing in a flash. Thank you. Thank
Yes. Thank you. Yes, thank you for giving us that pause. I know you want to hug. All right. We'll hug. We'll hug this here.
Thank you.
That was amazing. Everyone,
you.
Angel Goméz. Okay, I had to take that in. That's what the delay was because Yes, life be lifing, and we be moving fast, and it's nice to have a moment to reflect on our where we're on our past. Oh
Yeah,
my God,
our
look at
journey
that.
and
Oh,
where
the
we're
Gome
going,
is coming
so-
out. All right, everybody.
All right.
Angel Goméz, The Jungle Diaries is now available on Amazon, and for more on Angel, you can check them out on Instagram at Go Angel Goméz. And that is our show today, mi gente. Thanks to all our guests for coming through. To you, our viewers, for tuning in. If you missed any part of the show, you can check out this episode throughout the weekend, 24 hours a day at BronxNet.tv. I'm Rina Valentin. And from all of us here at Open, may the universe provide paz, prosperity, y amor. Stay true to your roots, mi gente. Stay true. Bueno, bravo. Bravo.